Now we're going down to see one street sleeper called Assam. He said he's interested in having a room to stay in. Assam. Có mua xích ghé. Coupon bên đây. Trên ní chị này hỏi bún đầu một căn phòng hầm ha. Này cái gì sao vậy? Phải đi.
Có幾時都得，佢幾多錢租㗎？
唔使錢。我哋試下揾一間房 ，OK。
唔該曬啊
！OK，拜拜，身體健康。My name is John Wotherspoon. I'm a Catholic priest from Australia. I came to Hong Kong in 1985. Now I'm presently involved in prison ministry and helping poor people. I belong to an order of priests called the Oblates, and 36 years ago we were short of personnel in Hong Kong, and I volunteered and I came and I liked it here. I used to visit Temple Street with tourists and friends and visitors, and especially when I started prison ministry while on Lantau Island, I came to realise that a lot of homeless people, ex-prisoners, drug addicts are based in this Yau Mai Te area here. I moved into this flat in about the middle of 2009. At that stage it cost $2,300 per month. Now it's $3,600. My landlord is very kind to me, but it's a wonderful spot close to the MTR, close to where a lot of homeless people are. It's very convenient here. I could live in a better place. I could even live in a church or a school, but it's good to live in the midst of the poor people to better understand their lives and be more accessible to them. I just have to walk out the door and everything is there. I'm not sure of the exact number for the whole of Hong Kong for homeless people, but in this area of Jordan Yau Mai Te, I estimate there's about 100 or so. There'd be about 40 that are still on the streets, mainly because most of them are on drugs and they can't be accepted into a guest house for obvious reasons. Quite a few have health issues or mental issues. Of the other 60 or so for whom we have provided accommodation.
好餓啊！今朝到而家未食嘢啊！呢度麥當勞食嘢呀，一個包一杯可樂咋。
你自己會唔會食㗎？
我會食啊，我食俾你睇啊。
OK。
大汽水，有冰嘅，喺度食嘅。加大啊？加大。37。唔該晒。多謝你啊，陳富，多謝你啊，陳富。
你一定要食㗎，好冇？
得。
He's a local drug addict. I just hope he will eat that himself, because sometimes they get food to sell to get money to buy drugs. So now I'll never give them money, of course, but even if I buy them food, I make sure they use the food themselves. Oh look, he's not putting it in a bag. That's good. Come on now. Sit down and eat it. He's going to. Oh, good news. That's classical guitar, is it?
It's acoustic.
Thank you. Okay, God bless. Bye-bye. In 2017, some friends and I set up an NGO called Mercy HK. When COVID stopped McDonald's from allowing people to sleep overnight, we started renting rooms for homeless people. We also realised they needed jobs, so we started a shop in Temple Street, second-hand shop. Our sales have been something like 290,000. Our rent is 20,000 a month, so we've been able to make quite a bit of money to help rent rooms for homeless people and to provide some jobs for people. Well, when I am able to help homeless people or help poor people, I'm very, very happy. In Chinese, it's saying doing good is the happiest thing to do. And also as a Christian, I follow the gospel teaching of help poor people. 好精神
嚇，
你好精神
好精神啊！
係啊，
瞓到覺。
今日幫你揾地方住，
好，你朝有時我都要飲下酒噶嘛。
冇問題。可唔可以我哋俾你睇一間房，睇下你中唔中意啊？
俾幾廿蚊我紮條袋好過啦。我瞓就瞓得唔多，係咪先？多謝陳父你關心我先。
OK，冇問題，冇問題。
哦
OK. Sam is one of the homeless people who've been sleeping on the street for a long time. He's not a drug addict, he's an alcoholic. Well, when we tried to arrange accommodation for Sam, he wasn't quite sure what he wanted, and it was only then that I realised he has a bit of trouble making up his mind and thinking clearly. He has some sort of mental issues.
哎呀，我真係搞錯晒啊！對唔住啊，我搞錯晒，以為住幾日啊。
哦，冇問題，冇問題。
但係我最多同我表姐一間房，如果唔係一個人一間房。
表姐可以同你一齊，以前我哋講呢件事，可以一齊。
啊，依家去得唔得？
好啊，好啊，誒，好嘢，好嘢。
有冇啲咩幫到你？
阿神父幫我租住房住先。
醫生話你有思覺失調，
抑鬱症。
咁有冇啲咩不良嗜好啊？
冇。
以前
喂，咁鬼煩唔使咯，再翻張身份證。
唔係，我帶你去睇睇間房。
你俾翻張身份證。
唔係，我哋可以。
俾飯，冇問題，慢慢。
唔使。
望下先啦。
好。
呢個係一人床，你都望下先啊。好。佢話冇兩人床啊。
非常好。
哇！有電視天，有冷氣，
係啊。
有自己嘅沖涼房。
係啊，好。最 good。
如果表姐都要，我哋再安排好唔好？好。你先一個人先。OK。
非常好。
哇，咁好㗎。
嘿，你對我好啊，我得應承。
唔清楚係唔係？
係啊。
佢呢個係。We did provide him with accommodation for a week or so, but he changed his mind. We don't force anybody to stay in accommodation. Maybe in the future, if he'd like to move back into full-time accommodation, we would be happy to do it for him. Well, it's true that some people might return to the street, but I don't think it's a waste of time or money or anything. I think we should do whatever we can for them, give them every opportunity. These homeless people tend to get involved in petty crimes, stealing, shoplifting, also drugs. They take up the time of the police, of the courts, of the custodial services, lawyers. They cost a lot of money, they cost a lot of time. It's the opposite. By helping homeless people, we're actually saving money and time. In fact, every homeless person has a story. Many of them from broken homes, from very poor educational background, all sorts of hardships. And when you get to know their story, you feel a lot more compassion for them. They've had very little opportunities compared with most of us, and I think we should show them special compassion. In 2017, Mercy HK set up a centre on Lantau Island just called the Mercy Centre, and at the moment I think there's about 10 people there. Most of them have come out of detention. We're a little bit early. Just over here, tell me we can wait over here. Our thinking is to do something practical for needy people. It's easy to give out meals and that, and we still do it ourselves. But the most practical thing is to help them find a place to stay, safe accommodation, and then find employment, and then hopefully move out and find their own place to stay. Alung, I remember the first time we met outside of detention was at McDonald's in Nathan Road near the Kowloon post office. He was asleep at the counter. I couldn't see his face, It was just at that time when this centre here on Cheungjiao was being planned. So it was perfect timing. And I asked Alung would he like to come here, and he said yeah. And since then he stayed at the centre for